What's up guys? So about that Travis drop that just happened, I didn't really do well on it. As you can see, I was only running a few tasks because on Shopify you can't really run very many tasks at the moment because of all the captchas. You have to solve one, even two captchas per task, and that really weighs you down. And additionally, all the Shopify sites, or most of them, are doing proxy throttling, so a lot of DC proxies get banned, so you might have to use your local IP or residentials. So that could really slow you down as well, and that could also limit the number of tasks that you should run. So I was only running a few tasks here and there, and honestly I wasn't really expecting much. DSM did mess with the keywords a little bit, so some of my tasks didn't pick up there. And then St. Alfred didn't load shipping rates for the US, or at least for my address, so that was out. And then I didn't cop on Kith, so I didn't get those, but I did get a couple things in the mail that I want to show you. So first I got this Supreme multicolor waves jacket that bricked, and I don't know what to do with it. I mean, it looks kind of cool, but it bricked, so I don't really know. As with most Supreme stuff, that's why I'm not too upset with getting declined every week on Supreme, because everything just bricks, or at least a lot of things do. So I guess I'll just hold it, or just wait until I could break even and then try to get rid of it. If you remember, that was the one that I ran one task on Phantom for and I hit, so maybe that's why I hit, honestly, because nobody wanted it and it bricked. So I also got about 8 pairs of these in hand. These are the Yeezy 700 MNVNs, and if you look at some of the pictures I took on screen now, they look kind of cool, especially with the 3M reflective on it over the 700 part. Yeah, in terms of quality, it's not really like fabric or anything. Kind of reminds me of like a camping tent, like a canvas type thing. I don't really know what it is. I know nothing about the actual shoes, so I'm not really qualified to say what it is, but I mean, looks cool. So yeah, after all that, now we just got one drop left, and that's the Flint on Saturday. Now I'm recording this ahead of time, so I already know what happened, but pretty much I wasn't expecting the prices to go up, so I didn't really go that much for the actual drop, and then prices went up, so I ran a bunch for restocks. So I'll play that footage now, and then I'll talk to you after the drop. Since I don't want to make this episode too short for you guys, I'm going to show you an actual tutorial of how I run Shopify right now. It's not very much, and I don't run very many tasks, but I'll still show you how I do it. So I'll be using Sol AAO for this example, but it really goes for any Shopify bot. This is how I'd run it. So for example, I would select the site and put my keywords, of course. Now sizing doesn't really matter. Now what's important for at least Sol AAO specifically is I would use pre-cart mode, and I would start a few minutes before the drop. Now, of course, proxy, I'd either put no proxy or I'd use some lists, maybe some mix of some proxies, just maybe some DCs, some resis, just in case the site puts up some heavy proxy throttling so that it could actually get through on something. And that's why it's recommended to run at least 1 or 2 local IP tasks. So that's actually why you don't see me running Shopify on a server right now, just because of the whole proxy throttling thing. And I want to take advantage of my home IP, which is pretty good. So I run a few home IP tasks on my home computer. And of course I'll select a profile, but if I actually add this task, now I pretty much just start this a couple of minutes before the drop. It's no big deal. Now what's important is the CAPTCHA stuff. So on Shopify, of course, you have the checkpoint and the checkout CAPTCHA. Checkpoint is at add to cart, and that one's never a one-click. So you can get like a fast or a fading CAPTCHA, but you can't get a one-click, so you still actually have to solve it. Whereas checkout, it can be a one-click, which is good, so if you have good Gmails, you could actually get a one-click. So what I'll do is I'll have one harvester with a specific proxy. From AYCD, I train in AYCD with some pretty good Oculus proxies. And for all those asking, I train my CAPTCHAs now with Oculus, and all of them are 0.9, so that's pretty good. And I've got a coupon code for them in the description for 25% off. But anyway, I create one harvester here with a specific proxy, and then I also create another checkpoint harvester with a specific proxy. And then I also create a checkpoint harvester with a specific proxy. So I have one checkout and one checkpoint harvester at least. So I'll solve the checkpoint ones, and if anything pops up in the checkout one that I need to solve, I'll immediately solve that one because that task is pretty close to checking out. So that's kind of like the theory and setup behind running Shopify right now. Definitely don't run a lot of tasks because you're going to get overwhelmed with CAPTCHAs. And also be careful of what proxies you're using because on some sites they could get throttled. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. It's probably going to be a little while since the next live cop because there's no real drops happening. So I don't know what I'm going to do in the meantime. But I will be uploading a SplashForce tutorial this week. So if you have SF and you want to learn how to use it, stay tuned. Alright guys, thank you for watching and I will see you in the next video. See you.